But on New Game Plus, there's a red phantom that's up here too that you will aggro if you run out and punch one of these guys in the face. So it's definitely a wise decision to hit one of those with some sort of ranged attack. Now these guys, this introduces a new mechanic to the game, which is these golems, which are powered up by souls. So you gotta kill these guys near them, and just like that, the soul will go into them. I'm gonna try to knock this guy close enough. There we go. And then they'll go ahead and turn a lever, and you can continue throughout the level. This door takes forever to open. The reason for that is there's supposed to be like somewhere between 4 and 6 of those royal soldier guys that run out to attack you here. But for whatever reason, they haven't come out yet. So we're just gonna go in. There they are. Alright, this ghost has a bunch of the backstory. We're just gonna skip through it. Gotta kill these guys to get up here. Damn it, damn it. Okay. Alright. Okay. So this guy's a jester and a bunch of stuff for sale, and he gets more things for sale after you beat the game. So, I mean, none of them are particularly the greatest things in the world, but they are kind of cool. These guys you want to backstab or parry and then riposte. That's really the best way to deal with them. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. There we go. And for some reason you can hit people. If you parry them and riposte them and they're just laying on the ground, you can hit them. Which is weird, but you know, whatever. Okay. There's a bonfire directly ahead of us past this door. And now we have more golem doors. So for the purposes of just speeding through this quickly, I'm just going to focus on opening the correct door to continue throughout the level. But maybe I'll come back later and do the other ones. The rest of them have ruin sentinels and they have a few items. The only notable ones are there's a Macedon greatsword and there's the Royal Soldier's Ring +1. Now the Royal Soldier's Ring, the unupgraded one is, I believe it's behind an invisible wall somewhere, but I always miss it. So I mean, there's really, I can't even see the point of using it. I don't even use the Royal Soldier's Ring unless I have +2, and the only reason is if you're doing a super heavy guy. As you can tell, these things shoot poison arrows. So just when you thought you'd never see poison again, here it is. Now if you stay out there and try to drag these guys out, there are crossbowmen out there that'll shoot you. That's a bit of a problem, so it's best to actually come in here and fight these 3 bigger guys. because they're slow. And they really aren't that big of a deal. This guy won't even aggro until you get closer to the door. And this painting, if you go near it, will curse you. So, I don't know if you know the story, but I'm not going to spoil it. This nameless usurper guy, he'll invade you, I think 2 more times after this. And he's really annoying because he uses daggers and he attacks really fast. And fast attacks with good AI tracking, since he has a good AI, can be a problem. See, I'm using a mace, which has a pretty fast attack, and he can still get me before I can get him. I've definitely died to him a few times, just usually trying to get a heal off, and he runs up and hits me. So, oh well. So here's a good little secret thing. There's a bonfire in here, so if you're struggling with this upcoming boss, then this bonfire is great. Otherwise, personally, I don't think it really needs to be there. It's kind of just another bonfire that they didn't need to put in the game. There's too many of them in this game, to be honest. So that gooey stuff breaks your equipment, and there's a few items in there, so I figure we'll run down and get it, and then we'll bone back up to that bonfire. But yeah, just due to the amount of bonfires in this game, I've never been at a point where I was really trying to prevent myself from dying. Like, I just never have really. The only part is the run up to Drain Lake. That's the only part of the game where there's a considerable amount of time between where you are and where the next bonfire will be. Like in Dark Souls 1, you can go for quite a long time without seeing a bonfire, so dying becomes a real big problem. But that just doesn't really exist in this game, which is unfortunate. Looking pretty fancy, if I do say so myself. Okay. Blah blah blah. Storyline we can skip. And as far as I know, there's no summon for this boss fight, and that's perfectly fine because it's not a difficult one. We fought a single Dragon Rider before, and now there's 2. And the key to this one is the one in black armor, which he just knocked down, has extremely low health and extremely low armor, despite being a Dragon Rider armor. So we're gonna go ahead and kill him first, as we've already have. And now, this fight is no longer an issue. We've killed Dragon Rider before, and now we have a much better weapon, and we can just destroy this one. Alright, so the quick way to do this is simply go up this ladder. There's another soul golem, so activate it, and then you can just homeward bone out. But you will miss an Estus flash shard, and there's a few items, but none of them are particularly great, in my opinion. Although there is a chime, so if you're a faith person or using hexes, maybe you want that chime. I don't know, I don't remember. But yeah, that's really all you need to do. So if you don't really want any of these items, just homeward bone back and continue on with the game. Otherwise, you have to fight your way back down to that bonfire we just lit. This Mastodon has a relatively large aggro range, so we're going to go ahead and get him to run at us. On either side of this, there are archers positioned, so we're going to run up the staircase and get rid of them in a second. Alternatively, you could just, use poison arrows and get rid of them from down here. There are 2 chests up there. I forget what's in them. I think one of them is just great arrows, so not really very useful, but we'll go ahead and get them. Okay, so these guys are really easy if you just have the patience to wait for them to try to shoot you with their bow, and then you can just backstab them. Which, right now, it's not going to kill them, but they're 1 hit away from being dead. And I may have forgotten to upgrade my weapon. And if that's the case, then if you had done that, then you would kill them with a backstab. I'm just gonna... Oh god. Get out. That's not good. That's really not good. Yeah, okay. And that is why it's always wise to cheese a fight if you can. Okay. So you see the elevators down now because of the golem, but for the purposes of being complete, I'll go and complete this part. Alright, take 2. I haven't run in front of these guys yet, so they haven't aggroed. Of course, now I have a bunch of these spear guys coming after me, because they haven't de-aggroed yet. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, I'm just gonna run through these guys. Again, this level is no exception. You can run past the enemies. Don't need to fight them at all. See, if I was smart, I would have closed that door behind me and just given myself some more time to get through this, but since I didn't, I'm gonna have to kill these guys if I want to loot the chest, which I do, because that's where the Estus flash shard is. Okay, so there's 3 archers on top of the roof, and ouch. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go heal real quick before I die. Okay. With that out of the way, let's go get another Estus flask, go human.
Is that a shot? Hate to see how it...
Pretty good. Got a lot of stamina, a lot of health. Not bad.
You... where?
Okay, her
No.
inventory hasn't updated yet. Let's go ahead and get the mace all the way up. Probably should have looked at how many souls I needed. I'm gonna guess it was 3,000. Okay, mace is fully upgraded, and this is going to be more than sufficient to actually get us through the entire game, but we'll switch to a different weapon later, just for variety's sake. And I realized that the Pyromancer wasn't there, and I also want to talk to Benhart, because I forgot to do that as well. By doing this, the Pyromancy trainer will go into Majula, and we'll be able to summon Benhart for the upcoming boss fight, and continue his storyline. Okay. I guess I didn't exhaust her dialogue, but I'll see if I have a spare to give her. There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. Don't really feel like running back. Make sure that she's there. Okay, she is. And we're all set. We can continue. Go ahead and exhaust the dialogue. And now let's go up the elevator and get the key to open this door. What gloves go the best with this? think what I usually use is the bandit gloves. I don't know, they're like dark brown and they've got like fur on them or something. They're like frayed up or whatever. I don't think I bought them. You know, I don't really like how these gloves look. Yeah. I'll just put these ones back on. This is the only cool helmet in the game, so I'll put it on. So sometimes people don't realize you can do things like this. These statues, if you just go ahead and like wait it out, they'll come alive and attack you. And you can just completely avoid that by running up and killing them before they do that. And the way you know which ones they are is the headless statues don't come alive, the ones with heads do. It's pretty simple. So let's go ahead and get Benhart and do the Mirror Knight. So the Mirror Knight really isn't a difficult fight. The only thing that can make him difficult is the fact that he can summon an actual player into the boss fight. And if they're a dick, like me, they will just use like a Lloyd's Talisman on you, and you won't be able to heal Hestus for the fight. I don't really care about getting hit by his charged up lightning attacks. I just want to kill him quick. Plus, if you stay behind him, they're pretty easy to dodge. So you don't need to run away and not put pressure on him for a while. GG. I do wish there was more weather effects throughout the game. That would have been nice. It's just always cool to see like rain and snow and all the other stuff. Instead of just, hey, you know, it's always sunny. It's just, you know, sunny and nice. Shrine of Amana. This place used to be an absolute nightmare. There's spellcasters here, and their spells used to be much faster than they are now, and they used to track much better than they do now. And it was like, if they cast it at you, you pretty much were gonna get hit, unless you could run and get an obstacle in front of you and the spell, it was gonna hit you. They've made it a lot easier to get through this area, but man, I still prefer to cheese this area just by using poison arrows. If you're struggling at any point in the game, then odds are you can poison whatever it is you're struggling against and just let the poison kill it. That's the simplest way to continue making progress. So if you decide that you want to upgrade gear that requires Twinkling Titanite, this is actually the area to do it. This first bonfire especially is where I always do it, because there's I think 4 of these guys here, and they're really not that big of a deal to kill. You don't have to deal with any spellcasters or anything like that, so it's pretty nice. There is another area that is arguably better, but it really depends. I don't know. It's probably easier, but
This is all that...
I don't know. You unlocked this place earlier, so yeah, now that I think about it, the other place probably is quicker, but that's due to all the Titanite bugs. If you're just going straight for a normal NPC that drops Twinkling, then these are the guys to go to. And if you're on New Game, you can pull these guys separately, but I believe once you get into New Game Plus, their aggro radius gets too large, and if you pull one, you pull all of them. Unless you shoot them with a bow, that still might pull them separately. If you got a bunch of these guys chasing you at the same time, it could be pretty difficult to kill them, but one-on-one, they're just really not that big of a deal. They do have a chance to drop the shield they're using, which has stamina recovery on it, which is kind of cool. So I guess that's another reason to farm them, if you want that shield. There is another shield that'll do it too, and we're gonna find out later. Now I really don't understand what they were going with this run, because if you just stand in front of these guys, then only one of them will aggro. And it's just not an issue. Like if there was 4 of them here, and then they all attacked you at once, that would make this chest difficult to get, but since it's just a 1-by-1 thing, it's really not a big deal. So here we are. This is the most difficult part of the Shrine of Amana, just due to the amount of sorcerers. And this part used to be absolutely brutal, but since they've